An extraordinary interview that was. Let's move on to this now, an economic issue. Government has announced a ban on moving cattle to curb the spread of foot and mouth disease. It is, of course, among the world's most infectious animal illnesses. To discuss, we're joined by the CEO of the Red Meat Producers Association, Gerhard Schutte. Mr. Schutte, thank you for being with us. The ban on moving cattle is for 21 days. I understand. Just explain the impact on your industry.
Well, the impact on the value chain is very severe, but we must also keep in mind that foot and mouth is spreading quite rapidly at this stage, 116 premises, and over the last 2 weeks we saw 15 more premises and 2 provinces that has now been affected. So we need a turnaround strategy, and we must always remember that foot and mouth is a controlled disease. Government has to control it, and the minister made this call. And I surely think that she made it with a turnaround strategy in mind. There is a lot of potential within the livestock industries in South Africa, also in terms of exports, and we must turn this around and also convince our trading partners that this is under control.
Yeah, now I want to talk about exports. So it sounds like there's about 130 incidents. Am I correct in saying that? How big an outbreak does that represent? Is this huge?
Yeah, well, if we have one outbreak in the so-called previously green area, we lose our status within the International Animal Health Organization. So this is serious, and I think we must rethink our strategy in terms of where we are going. And currently, we still have without vaccination status. I think we will have to move to a status with vaccination, where private enterprise will play a much bigger role, also in terms of producing our own vaccines. And then we can still export. You know, if you look at a country like Brazil, they export beef as a country with vaccination. Fortunately, we all know that, foot and mouth has no impact in terms of human health. It's only a disease that has a severe impact on trade.
Okay, so you're saying this can all be prevented by vaccinating the animals, correct? But that's costly.
That's costly, and only government can decide whether we should vaccinate or not. And I think we shouldn't vaccinate in future every animal in this country, only when it's necessary, where we have some outbreaks to get it under control and convince our trading partners that we have this under control.
Yeah, so China imposed a ban earlier from around wool exports, so presumably no exports are going to happen until this is brought under control. Agri-SA said if there had been an earlier intervention from government, maybe it could have been contained, the spread could have been stopped, and we could have avoided an all-out ban. Your comment on that?
Yes, we lost our foot and mouth disease-free status already 3 years ago. And we can now play the blaming game, but we've got a problem, and we must solve that problem now. And I say it's a bit like Eskom and Transnet. It's now very clear that free market enterprise will have to play a much bigger role in trying to control this. And we've got a national animal health forum as well as 9 provincial animal health forums, where we as industry give assistance to government in order to get to a point where this disease is under control.
Yeah, hopefully everybody will be working together. Thank you for that update, saying this is significant in terms of trade internally and our exports as well. That was the CEO of the Red Meat Producers Association, Gerhard Schutte.